Mercury Sable 1985 to 1992. In mid-1985, Ford unveiled the Mercury Sable alongside the Ford Taurus as a 1986 model. In place of a traditional auto show unveiling, the launch was held in MGM Studios soundstage, where Gone with the Wind was filmed. Ford workers came into the room, which was decorated in space-age decor, holding cups shaped like flying saucers, and the Taurus and Sable were sitting behind a curtain. With the flashing of strobe lights and a drum roll, the curtain was pulled back and the two cars were revealed to the public. Ford planned a sensual marketing campaign for the Sable featuring singer and entertainer Bette Midler. However, Midler turned down Ford's offer and refused to appear in the ads, so Ford utilized an impersonator of Midler as a substitute. Midler sued in response, leading to the memorable case Midler v. Ford Motor Company, which clarified whether or not impersonations could be considered an appropriation of identity. Replacing the midsize Marquis, Cougar prior to 1983, sedan and station wagon, to protect its investment, Ford produced both model lines for the 1986 model year. While it would not outsell its Taurus counterpart, the Sable would prove successful during its production, competing with the Grand Marquis as the highest-selling Mercury model line. As the Mercury brand was not sold in Mexico, Ford of Mexico marketed the Sable as the Ford Taurus. The Sable was on Car and Driver magazine's 10 Best list on its release in 1986 and again in 1990 and 1991. The first-generation Sable used the front-wheel drive Ford DN5 platform, sharing its 106 (2,692 mm) wheelbase with the Ford Taurus. As with its Marquis predecessor, the Sable used unibody construction. The Sable is equipped with four-wheel independent suspension. The front axle is fitted with McPherson struts and a stabilizer bar. The rear axle on sedans is a coil spring four-link layout, also with McPherson struts, while the rear suspension on station wagons was a coil spring double wishbone design, short/long arm, along with a stabilizer bar. As with the Marquis, the Sable was equipped with front disc brakes and rear drum brakes. Station wagons were fitted with larger rear brakes. For the first year on the market, Sable buyers had the choice of a 90-horsepower HSC 4-cylinder mated to a 3-speed automatic Trans-6 or a 140-horsepower Vulcan V6 with a 4-speed automatic, with the latter having much higher sales. 4-cylinder Sable sales were so poor that the engine was dropped in 1987. It remained an option for the Taurus until 1991. Ford's 3.8 liters Essex V6 was added to the lineup in 1988. Although the power output was rated at the same 140 horsepower, 104 kilowatts, as the 3.0 liters engine, this large V6 produced 215 feet middle.lbf, 291 in middle.m, of torque, a welcome addition, especially in the heavier station wagons. However, the 3.8 suffered from premature head gasket failure, which was primarily a fault with Ford's supplier of gaskets, not with the engine itself. Some also attribute this to reduced underhood cooling. Unlike the Taurus, no manual transmission was offered in the Sable.